You people did not write it. Very bad. किया मतलब very bad. पूरा पढ़ के आया कुछ और लिख के आया. नहीं ऐसे नहीं. हाँ you are also. जल्दी भी नहीं है. अभी देखो अभी से कंसंट्रेशन नहीं होता तो फिर बोर्ड एग्जाम कैसे लिखोगे? आता होगा but no you have to present it on the paper. Yesterday when I came I took your paper first because I wanted to see that how you are doing. It's not entered, your marks are not entered. I have checked them. So, this way no. Be serious about it. You sometimes you are knowing, but for you, I think for writing part, presentation part, you are having so much problem. For that, what you have to do is you need to practice a lot. See, sometimes when you are asked a question or when discussions are there, that time also you may be knowing, but on paper you are not able to present. That's a very big problem. So that you have to overcome. Unless and until it is on the paper, you will not get mark. How much you know. So for that purpose, practice. That is the only solution. You are writing also, that is whatever homework I am giving, that also you are writing, but where is the problem I have to find out? You tell me if there is any problem or not. Tell that is now we did not start, so you can tell. They did not join, no? Is there any problem? You freely tell. You also, that is everyone now, if you are facing a problem while writing or recollecting time, that means when you read the question, when you are sitting in the examination hall, so what type of problem you are facing? You just tell me so that I can find a solution. Understanding, there is no problem, no? You are understanding everything, but you are not able to present. Tell, what is the problem? From you, I am asking first. Tell freely, there is no. See, how much you are practicing? You tell me how much. That is for exam purpose, how much you are practicing. Not learning, no?
From everything, from volume and from YouTube and set.
Everything you are learning. Last month, let me complete this thing. Say, last year how you used to perform? How much mark you used to get? But that is mark, what percentage you used to get?
Ma'am, 47 and he's lying. I know his all the marks.
No, you leave it. I did not ask you. No,
I know all his marks.
Okay, leave it. So you are having the basic problem of presenting. Means you don't remember when the exam is.
No, I remember, but I know the answer, but how to present the answer, I don't know.
The problem is that you may not be having that vocabulary with you. That means word, which word to be written. So for that, more practice is required. I will tell you personally later on. Okay, your problem. You are so much talkative. So talking only coming paper में nothing आता है.
नहीं मैम मैं लिखता हूँ तो अलग बीच में बड़ा
हाँ. So for you, what is the problem? I will tell you. You are completely distracted. Concentration or focus is less. That is required. Now it's the beginning only. Within 5, 6, 7 months, you will have the board paper also, board exam also. So you need to get a good percentage, attention, this the capacity is very less. Getting easily distracted. So that is not good for you, for your exam point of view. Okay, you are understanding, I know that the matter you are knowing, but you are not sitting in the paper, so it is very big problem. Online that people are there or not. Asked. You people also I am coming. I am asking you also. Yeah.
क्यों बेटर मैम बोला था देखो पीछे बैठा था जैसे ना
Okay. What type of problem you are facing? What about writing? See, tests are always an experience. How much you could remember. Now they are telling that they are not able to recollect. Understood. This type of problem we can correct it in the beginning itself, so that in further classes you will improve. So where your drawback is that we need to correct it. Okay. So that let me see that how I can help you come out of this problem. Yes. Now, industrial revolution we have completed, we have started or not? Not yet started. So making of the global world we have completed. Okay. Now, what is industrial revolution? Huh? Making of the global world, what I have told, how much is coming?
Oh,
1.3 tak. That much we have learned, no? What are you attending? Okay. Now, this word is very familiar for us. Have you heard about the industrial revolution? What is an industry? Like factory, okay, which people make different types of goods. Okay, for you, it is a factory for making finished goods. Okay, you. Right, whatever comes in your mind, that one you tell. Factory, okay. Making something. That is, I'm telling you that finished products, okay, in large amount. Have you meant this one? Yes, you did.
like materials and trading.
Okay, that is You have some idea, but this not. Okay. You tell.
Industry like is cotton industry, textile industry like.
Okay, this one also have that idea, that is making the goods and exporting. That is what we mentioned.
Exporting.
Let's see what is actually this industrial revolution earlier than me. So the lesson begins with the cover page of a music director's magazine. Okay, so music director, when he wanted to present that magazine, he gave some paintings or pictures. So what was the picture he gave? He gave the name for that painting is Dawn of the Century. Dawn of the century. Dawn means early morning when sun rises, and that period is called dawn. A century is dawn, beginning. That was the name of the painting. Now, what was there in the painting? At the center of the picture is a goddess-like figure. So, how that the picture is there in the middle of that goddess-like person. Now, the angel of progress. You heard the word angel. Angel is used for not fairy, God's messengers like that. Angel. Angel of progress. Say, progress is that you're moving forward. Now, this angel is bearing a flag of new century. Okay, what is again? अभी आया नहीं वो ज्वाइन नहीं कर पाऊंगा जारी आ रही है अच्छा कोई उधर ही आप कॉइस stop the information. Today morning also something. Now, this picture, that middle goddess-like picture, person and angel of progress, and what was the
Bearing the flag of
bearing the flag of the new century. She is generally perched on a wheel with wings. So perched on the that is wheel. Wings also she was having, like that she is moving ahead. Now what was that? This movement is the movement of time. We know that in our national flag, in the middle of the national flag, there is a wheel. What is it called? Ashok Chakra. And this Ashok Chakra is having 24 spokes. Have you seen? 24 spokes means it represents the time. And it is representing that movement, progress, moving ahead. Time is not stopping a single second for us. Now you are in 10th standard, you are 23rd May tak ho gaya. Whatever is ahead, that is that many days only will be there. By next March, your exam also will be finished. So this time, that is very valuable time, is not waiting. So it is moving ahead. This is what the picture we want to express. Now, what is that? Her flight is taking her into future. So from past to future, she is moving. So what is that? What was the past and what will be the future? That is what he wanted to represent. Now, in that picture, that is floating about behind her are the signs of progress. So when this woman, that is angel, when she is moving, what is that? Behind her are the signs of progress. Which are the signs of progress? Railways, camera, machines, printing press, factory. All these are the signs of progress. Now, this glorification of machines and technology is marked all over the pages of the trade magazine. So, why we are seeing this? We are studying about, see, first of all, I want to tell you, this lesson is not going to come for products. So that much understanding only you have to have, but your periodic test in your schools, this will be asked. Okay? This lesson is coming for board exam or not? So you may ask then why we have to study. Because that's what periodic test that is CBSE board has mentioned. This lesson is for periodic test. So you need to study. So don't try to buy hard so many things. In history, you focus on first lesson, second lesson, and third lesson 1.3 factor, and last lesson, that is principles. These three lessons are already going to come for board exam. Clear? So, but we need to study. Avanti, Avanti, do you have any network issue now? Okay. So, what are things that the progress which have taken place in the field of science and technology, in the field of industrialization, they wanted to magnify, they wanted to show it as great things. This is what we can see from this page. Now, this magnification, we can see in that picture two magicians are there. Who are the magicians? Those who are doing magics. आपको अच्छा लगता है मैजिक देखने का? So much. That actions, our attention is drawn towards. Nothing is there. So it is just blindfolding for some time. It's not the reality. Okay. So two magicians are there. One of the magician is Aladdin. Have you heard about Aladdin? What do you have heard about Aladdin?
He was like he's
magic. Magic. He was having a magical lamp. So with the magical lamp, he will got out that jinn, and this jinn will do whatever. Trick. Okay, so here one of the magician is Aladdin. Okay, and Aladdin, with the help of that magical lamp, built a palace. Okay. Now on the other side, that is second magician is a mechanic. Because of his effort, his knowledge, the technology, he made what? Inventions, that is some type of that steam ship machines and all he invented. Avanti?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, is it clear now? Network problem gone?
Sorry, ma'am.
Network was having some issue.
A bit. Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay. So mechanic, with the help of science and technology, he invented so many things and that is useful. पालस तो एक ही बार बनाया तो वो exist है क्या वो मालूम नहीं है, but this with the help of magical art. But with the help of science, new inventions are made. Factories are invented, machines are invented, all these things are done. These are the two magicians. So why we are seeing all these things? That is, the inventions helped in the progress. Okay, so progress is being done with the help of science and technology. So science and technology is very important. That is what the condition which we are learning. Now, when we study about this development, that is industrialization, earlier time, was there any industries? No industries. Okay, how things were produced if industries was not there, how things were?
Benefit. If farmers were
Farmers used to produce goods, but you need a dress.
and some people
Handicrafts. She told about handicraft. That means handmade goods. So let's imagine in cottages, the persons are making goods. Have you seen or heard about a papad making?
Yes.
Papad making, is it made in big factories? So, have you heard about a Lijjat papad?
Yes, ma'am.
Lijjat papad, it is started as a very small scale industry. Very small scale, few women, that is, I think one woman started, she got the help of 2-3 women, and now it is a big industry. So, what was that? In cottages, it started. That is, every industry started at cottages. Cottages means the small houses. The family members work on it. Sometimes all the members of the family work on it whenever they get time. What is that? It is not having any fixed type of work. They do household chores plus this work they do as a time pass or leisure. When they find it that they can do it, then they started doing. So it was started in cottages and they use hands for it. So it was handmade. Cottages and handmade. Family members work on it. Now, this one changed to workshops, small workplaces. And in that, okay, again that small machines they began to use. Big machines, no, small machines. That is, instead of hand, they need some machines to complete that work. Then there comes, sorry, as you told, factories. In that, big machines or giant machines, and this work is not done by hand, this machines only. So the production was large scale. You told about that large scale, then for selling purpose. So industry is a process when we make anything into finished product. अभी आपने भाजी लेके आए मार्केट से, ये भाजी ऐसी ही भाजी लगेगा रहेगा तो कुछ खा नहीं सकते. Bhaji has to be made into eatable bhaji, na? That also bhaji only getting, na? The vegetable, the raw vegetables have to be cooked by using spices or masalas. We have to cook it. So when it is cooked, the value of it change. The same vegetable, the restaurant people purchased and added masala and cooked it. So one plate of that one is costing so much. If you are purchasing, what is that? Ladies finger. Okay. Ladies finger market से पाव भाजी 20 रुपीस में परचेस करके ये वेजिटेबल बना के वो लोग सेल करेगा तो ये तो प्लेट के लिए 80 रुपया 100 रुपया मिलेगा. What is happening in between? Processing happen and the value of it increases. This is happening in industries. When it is converted into finished products, the value of the product increases. Did you understand? Now there is a change taken place that is called proto-industrialization. What is the proto-industrialization? Yes, you just read that proto-industrialization. Others have to listen. Before the industrial revolution, नीचे proto-industrialization. See, what is proto-industrialization only given there. Read it. No, you just read from, there is a problem.
There is a problem such ideas.
Little louder.
Even before factories needed to dot the landscape in England and Europe, there was large-scale industrial production of an national market. This was not based on practice. Many historians now this phase of industrialization as growth industrialization. The sadly the 18th centuries questions from towns to locate it to the countryside, supplying money and artisans.
Persuading the issue.
Them to produce for an national market.
Listen. Proto-industrialization is it is not like that where factories came and large-scale production and traders are selling it. There was a period in which these traders come to the countryside, the rural areas, and gave money to that peasants to grow that raw materials for their industries, and it is supplied to the weavers or others to make it into finished products, and that is taken to the international market. So they did not directly set up big factories and produce the goods. That is, the production has taken place in the countryside with the encouragement of that traders. They gave money to the peasants and persuaded them to cross for international market. Nowadays, you might have heard about the Reliance. What Reliance industries are doing, they are manufacturing the goods for export purpose only. They are not producing the goods for the local market. So the products are of high quality. They know the technique, they know the tactic to sell it in the foreign markets. So that is why we should not think that directly all this happened. They had to make a brand name. Now you just imagine you are very good in science field. I don't know about that. Science, you are good. So you want to experiment so many things. And in your experimentation, you invented a new thing. So all imagination, reality, anybody is having that kind of quality that is making some new things. No? Huh? So just imagine that you have made a new device, and with that new device, that is you, so many uses are there, you could do so many things. Okay. Now you wanted to sell it in the market. You cannot do it directly. You need the certification from the authorities. Then only you can bring it in the market. Understood? For certification process, you have to undergo so many stages. Then it has to prove that this is good. Means they have to certify that it is very useful. Then you make more goods and sell it in the market. Initially, nobody will buy because they have doubt because it is not proven. It is not having the brand name. So initially, all these manufacturers face the problem.
But some people like posted all the things on social media so they can get some.
Say social media now came. But how many of the people are depending upon that social media for purchasing the things? Huh?
There should be like they should test the machine. That is
Okay.
good or-
Say a person like me, I will not look into the social media for purchasing the things. I will look at the brand name. I'll go to the good electronic or electrical shop or like that. The thing which is having or that product which is having a brand name, I am purchasing. I never see that social media may catch up. Majority of the people are not looking. Now recently I started finding so many small things are there. But if I am going after that, according to me, so I have to purchase several such things, then also a permanent useful thing will come. If I am purchasing a washing machine, I am thinking that how much durable it will be. I'm not purchasing it for 1 day or 5 days or a month. I'm purchasing it for 2 years at least. Understood? So this whatever is coming in the local media, social media, that will not give a future for that product. It is just an advertisement. Some people will go after, but after some time it's they will. So if it is created in a brand, then it is lasting. Then it can export.
Ma'am, what if some other people take that same thing and sell it in low like it's like lower price.
See, they how they will sell at a low price. You imagine.
Ma'am, if you the orange
Listen. You purchased it from somebody. You purchased for 500 rupees. Will you sell it for 400 rupees? Huh? How?
It is lesser than the
He purchased for 500 rupees. Now how he can sell it for 400 rupees?
Ma'am, but for in case of sales, some people buy the original products from the other sites and get it in high prices and they sell in low prices for the sales.
You don't think that they are selling for low prices?
No, they
Some
sell
people
low,
want
they sell.
low price, that's why we can sell it low price.
You cannot sell at low prices. You see when the shops, Amazon, Flipkart and all, you are buying, how many of you are buying from that Amazon, Flipkart and all? Okay, you all are buying. So what type of product you are buying? Mobile phones, watches, this type of goods you are purchasing. How they are selling at that price?
In that section, if we check about mobile phone, same mobile phone, but means like in different cases, there are means like every time it gets lower. Then why they're doing that is to get more sales. That's why they're
They are selling it for actual price only. They are telling they are selling at a lower price. But when this product is coming to a shop like a Chroma or Vijay Sense or whatever is that, big shops, what they have to do is they have to pay for that electricity, shop rent, that salesman charges, everything they have to pay. This they will add on that product. That is why shops, the prices are low. But Flipkart and all, what they are doing, they are getting that product not directly the Flipkart ka shop में आता नहीं है. They are telling this particular shops to reach it to our house. So they are getting a commission for that. So their products are being sold and they get the commissioners.
but there is means like if you do drop shipping, means like if original price is like $20, then if we do drop shipping other etc. means like full cost, if you sell in 15, more people will buy this $15 product. So why they are selling in $20 original? So that's what I'm trying to say.
See, if you think
Means like
that
some people go for low prices, means like same product, but
I am also purchasing from Flipkart and Amazon. For last 10 years, I am purchasing both this different products. Mobile phones now, 7-8 mobile phones I have purchased. And I used to see, my son used to see that whatever are the qualities, whatever that one, compare with so many other products and fine. So that is same product. That is when Flipkart product is there, all the details he collected, and we went to Chroma to purchase it.
that's what I'm saying.
So then we have seen that we told that the same thing only, there is no difference. But when Flipkart the product, when it is coming to home, we can't trust it. But our next door, this one is there, we can go and complain also. So what is there? There is not much difference in that, but people are running after, okay, today 12 o'clock a new release will come, so you book it. Like that, they are giving lot of advertisement, mega mela, mega sales. So people are attracted towards it. Real price only they are selling. I don't think so. That is, they are reducing so much and selling. Or if they are reducing, we can't trust it. It is of that high quality.
But some people do drop shipping and make their own website for that thing. They create their own. Means like they also do cash on delivery, so we get trust on that. Cash on.
See, box when you are opening, if that product is not there, what you will do?
We will report the video and send to them.
Many those things are happening. I know one person who lost 10,000 rupees for this one only. One link pressed, gone. Money also.
The original website that says that a certain product, so if you buy from them like in lower prices, it will be trusted.
I don't know. That is, I never go after like that. Only directly Flipkart or Amazon. That only I was going, but now I don't think so. There is much difference, and this way down shading is there or not. That I am not knowing. If I am not knowing, that I am not ready to argue. Because most of the time they are not reducing that amount. What is the real price of that product? That product it will come. Or sometimes when a new release is there, that time you are getting a option like that. For example, laptops and all. So laptops when it was at 85,000, with all the that is specifications that so that initially if you are booking, you may get it for 75,000. So that is what advantage is there. So 85,000 का 75,000 में मिलेगा तो बहुत अच्छा है, isn't it? 10,000 difference is there. So this way, the earlier time, what they were doing, they were just giving the orders to the persons to grow it for international. So once you are having that brand name, the products will have demands in any parts of the world. You just give. Well, he stopped
Fourth point, start.
fourth point. You have to start.
With the expansion of the world trade and the acquisition of colonies in the different part of the world, the demand for the goods began growing, but the merchants could not expand production with towns. This was because the bigger urban craft and trade guilds were powerful. These were associations of producers that trained the craftspeople, maintained control over production, regulated competitions and price, and restricted the entry of the new people into the trade. Rulers granted different guilds the monopoly rights to produce and trade in specific products. It was therefore difficult for a new merchants to set up business in town. So they turned to the countries.
See, we all have a misconception that the industries were set up in the earlier time, industries were set up in towns. But here it is said, at the beginning of this industrialization, it was not in the towns, it was in the countryside. What was the reason? In the towns, so many, what is that, guilds are there, craft guilds, artisan guild. So this guild were controlling that production and distribution. Because of that, new merchants could not come and set up their industries in towns. So they still focus on the countryside for the production and distribution. Got it clear? This period was known as proto-industrialization. Proto-industrialization is that a middle way, that is not that high-level industrialization, and it was not that no industrialization. It is the middle way between that high level and low. Okay, that period is termed as proto-industrialization. It was that happened in 17th century. And at the same time, Britain was having colonies in other parts, or many of the European countries had colonies in other parts. These colonies demand was there, and industries have to work to supply finished product. So they have to find out a way to increase the production. Clear? Okay, you read it.
The countryside, both peasants and artisans began working for merchants. This was a time when open fields were disappearing and farms were being explored. Cottagers and poor peasants who had earlier depended on common lands for their survival, gathering the firewood, berries, vegetables, hay, and straw, had now looked for alternative sources of income. Many had tiny plots of land which could not provide work for all members of the household. So when merchants came around and offered advances to produce goods for them, peasant households eagerly agreed. By working for the merchant, they could remain in the countryside and continue to cultivate their small jobs. Income from rural industrial production supplemented the shifting income from cultivation. It also allowed them a fuller use of their family labor resources. Within this system, a close relation developed between the town and the countryside. Merchants were based in towns, but the work was done mostly in the countryside. A merchant in that purchased food from a wood stable and carried it to the spinners. The yarn that was spun was taken in subsequent stages of production, weavers, pullers, and then dyers. The finishing was done in London before the export merchant sold the cloth in the international market. London, in fact, came to be known as a finishing center. This proto-industrial system was thus part of a network of commercial exchanges. It was controlled by merchants and the goods were produced by a vast number of producers working with their family farms, not in factories. At each stage of production, 20 to 25 workers were employed by each merchant. This meant that each clothier was controlling hundreds of workers.
See, it was very interesting thing. Have you heard about enclosure movement? No. Last year, I think you have studied forest society setup.
Yes. Vijay ma'am did taught us. Bageshwari ma'am taught us.
See, there was a period, so many forest lands were there. They have cleared that forest. That lesson was, that was a compulsory lesson.
The teacher said to the teacher to grow all the trees by line and cut all the.
So scientific forestry. I'm not talking about that. In England, related to that, there was a kind of condition. The lands were, some of the lands were open land. Open land means people could collect the things from that land. Anybody could come and collect berries, vegetables, then what is that? Fruits, whatever they would collect, they need, they would collect from that land. That was known as open land. And there was some land called a common land. It belongs to all. You know that the small parks are there. Park is what type of land? It's a common land. Everyone could go. So this way the lands were there and the people used to take things from the land. And suddenly there was a movement called the enclosure movement. Some rich peasants or landlords began to make fences around the land. Understood? फिर फेंस बना दिया तो किसी को अंदर जा सकता है तो आपका लैंड में मेरे को नहीं घुस सकता है तो like that the enclosure movement there was a period of enclosure movement and people could not go to that land and collect so after the enclosure movement common people that is majority of the poor who were not having land they could not go and collect these all things. Firewood they could not collect, fruits they would not collect, vegetables and other grains or anything. Okay? Earlier it was a public property, so people could grow, people could go and collect it. But now, as a result of enclosure movement, this freedom was lost. Now what happened? This people, merchants need some goods. Okay, so merchants what is that raw materials they need, and secondly, they also need the industrial products. That is wool, cotton, raw material there. So these are things, how they will get. Either the rich landlords have to supply it, or these poor people have to get it from others and make it in the finished form and supply it. Second option, no? So here the traders used to encourage these poor people. Okay, we will give you money in advance and you get it and supply to us with the finished. And some of these poor people, they were having small piece of land. So that is a second source of livelihood. This one they do, and at the same time agriculture on the small piece of land. But when the time passed, this particular land was also taken over in the pretext of erosion. And they lost that land, and then they have to completely depend on this purpose. But this is not a full-time job. Seasonal only, this one. So many of the people lost the income, that is source of livelihood. Let's see for some time. You just take, I will tell you 2-3 things. We'll see. The process of gold making, the process of gold making. This small bit, yeah.
What's a wool head? I use a mouthwash after brushing for complete protection of your teeth.
I can't
It's
see.
mouthwash. It reaches every corner of your hair.
Avanti, can you hear?
I can hear, I cannot see the.
Now,
Wait, ma'am.
sharing is.
Hi kids, my name is.
Every day, millions of people enjoy the softness and warmth of sheep's wool, a cherished material worldwide. But have you ever wondered how this natural wonder is produced? Discover how the wool is sheared from over 78 million Australian
This sheep.
sheep, and immerse yourself in the fascinating world of sheep's wool production in factories. Every year, sheep worldwide produce between 2 and 3 million tons of wool. Wool is a raw material with excellent qualities, being one of the most popular and widely used fibers globally. It is known for its softness and curliness. Wool fabric is durable, wrinkle resistant, maintains its shape well, absorbs moisture, and provides insulation against both cold and heat. That's why wool is ideal for garments such as sweaters and coats. Wool offers natural resistance to soil, and when it gets dirty, it is easy to clean. It has excellent elasticity, resistance to friction, abrasion, and flame retardancy. Sheep's wool has been produced for centuries. Historians believe that people started raising sheep for food and clothing about 10,000 years ago. In 1797, Britain sent 13 sheep to Australia. marking the beginning of what would become the world's largest wool industry. In Australia, sheep shearing has been done since the early 19th century. Back then, everything was done by hand with scissors and the sweat of robust Australians. Today, they have the help of electric machines, and with over 78 million sheep in Australia, they require 350 million kilograms of wool to be sheared each year. It is a long and delicate process that starts with the production of the raw material, which involves breeding and managing the sheep livestock. The process of obtaining sheep's wool continues with shearing the sheep. Often it is the same shepherd who takes care of this task on the farms, where a team of experts is usually dedicated to this work. It is crucial to have knowledge and mastery of the technique to perform the job efficiently and quickly without harming the animal. When all the wool is removed from the sheep's body, a physiological response is activated, increasing their heat production, and the sheep begin to consume more food. This contributes directly to their good nutritional state and well-being. After shearing, the wool goes through a lengthy process to obtain the final product, the wool itself. Shearing is usually done once a year during the warmer months, either in spring or early summer. Shearing can be stressful for the sheep, so the team follows a strict protocol, such as lifting the animals by their legs, not by the wool, and returning them to food and water as soon as possible. On a good day, a regular shearer can shear between 140 and 160 sheep. The average for the best shearers is between 160 and 200 animals. The shearers rely on a padded harness attached to the shed's roof, allowing them to spend most of their 2-hour shift semi-inclined. First, they remove the wool from the belly, which is forcer. Then the goal is to shear the rest in one piece. The record time for shearing is 39.3 seconds, although top shearers take less than 2 minutes per animal. Armed only with an electric clipper, the head has a comb that is 96 millimeters wide, topped with a sharp moving blade. It may resemble a hairdressing tool, but there is a crucial difference. Hairdressers' clippers have small built-in motors, but sheep clippers run on powerful electric motors connected by a tube to the handle. This makes the handle lightweight and prevents it from overheating. However, at a rate of 18 sheep per hour, the blades quickly lose their sharpness. The solution is to have a portable blade sharpener and regularly use it. In any case, shearing must be done with care. The goal is always to cut in a single pass, very close to the skin, to remove all the wool in one piece, which is known as a fleece. Each sheep can produce between 1 and 3 kilograms of fine wool and 2 to 3 kilograms of coarse wool. This depends on the specific characteristics of the fleece. The sheep's fleece has a protective oily layer that contains a substance called lanolin. Once the wool is obtained from the sheep, a process of separation and classification takes place. When the shearer finishes shearing a sheep, the wool pickers come into action. Their job is to collect the wool and prepare it for shipment. The freshly shorn wool usually contains unwanted dead skin and shorter wool fragments. The solution is to place it with the skin side down on a specially designed table with 4-centimeter wide slats. The spacing between the slats allows most of the waste to fall to the floor. However, the edges of the wool still contain dirt and sweat. Therefore, before the wool leaves the table, specialists subject it to a cleaning process to remove the outer edges. Subsequently, the wool is sorted according to its color. The quality of the wool is mainly determined by the fineness of the fibers. Finer and softer fibers usually have superior quality and are used for high-end products such as merino wool garments. Thicker fibers may be used for more rustic or industrial purposes, such as carpet manufacturing. After the sorting process, the wool may contain dirt, natural oils, and other contaminants that need to be removed to obtain clean and ready to process wool. Wool washing is performed to clean the fibers and improve their quality. Once washed, the fluffy skins are compressed into bales weighing up to 200 kilograms using a giant press. Meanwhile, the freshly sheared flock returns to the pastures 6 kilograms lighter and without their wool, ready to withstand another 12 months. The wool arrives at the factory in compressed bales, and the factories receive around 8,000 kilograms of freshly shorn wool from around the world daily. The first thing the factories do with a batch of fresh wool is to dye it in one of the thousands of colors they use in their fabrics. Workers load 150 kilograms of fleece into a 1.5 meter steel basket, and a hydraulic press applies pressure and water to compact it. Compacting the wool allows them to dye more quantity at once and preserve resources. A quick centrifuge cycle removes most of the water, but the freshly dyed wool is still quite moist, so it moves to the dryer. The dryer is like a giant microwave used to remove the remaining moisture from the wool. As the wool heats up in the microwave, the water evaporates and is sucked out by an internal vacuum system. At this stage, the wool is like hair that has never been brushed before. Before it becomes threads, it needs to be untangled. This happens in the carding machine. The wool passes through over 100 different sized rollers that essentially brush the fibers. Each of the carding machine's rollers is covered with thousands of tiny metal wires. Carding is a process where the wool is combed to align the fibers and remove any tangles or unwanted materials. The goal of carding is to prepare the wool for the next step, which is spinning. These wires trap the wool and make it pass through the machine, brushing the fibers in a uniform direction like a giant brush. The next stage in obtaining wool is spinning. At this point, the goal is to shape the fibers into yarn. The wool undergoes a process of twisting until it transforms into a yarn with the desired thickness and appropriate strength. As the strands pass through the machine, a spindle twists each strand at least 4 times per inch. The more it is twisted, the stronger the yarn. The twisted yarn is wound onto reels called bobbins. Each bobbin is actually a long piece of twisted yarn. The yarn is now ready to be woven, and it all starts in the weaving room. Wool weaving essentially consists of 2 parts, a vertical thread called warp and a horizontal thread called weft. The intersection of the warp and weft provides the basic pattern of the fabric. Once the wool textile products have been manufactured, they are prepared and packaged for transportation and distribution. If you want to know how aluminum foil is made, you can find the link in the description and the first comment. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Share it with someone who might be interested, and subscribe to this channel by enabling notifications to continue learning. Every day, millions of people enjoy.
Proto-industrialization also you take by the things. Proto-industrialization. Afterwards, we'll come back. How many minutes?
All essential multivitamins, you just get one discount. The new Kindle Shocker Bombs China.
Industrial Revolution, 18th to 19th century. The economic developments of the 1800s saw the development of agrarian and handicraft economies in Europe and America transform into industrial urbanized ones. The term to describe this phenomenon would be known as the Industrial Revolution and was first used by French writers but made popular by English economic historian Arnold Toynbee. The Industrial Revolution was underpinned by the Agricultural Revolution. From the mid-18th century to the mid-19th century, agricultural production increased significantly. The huge increase in food output supported the expansion and sustained a large population and boosted trade. The increased use of machines over human or animal power in farming also meant that less farm workers were needed, and they could leave the land to industrial towns. Better metals and richer fuel also contributed to industrialization by creating the steam engine, an integral machine to industrialization which powered factories, locomotives, and ships. The new steam engines used coal and iron, both in their construction and as fuel, increasing demand for these resources. Roads, canals, and railways changed Britain dramatically, connecting Britain and allowing goods to be sent over long distances. Visually, the revolution was clear in the new industrial towns, with smoking factories dominating the skyline. The cities were horrible to live in, overcrowded and dirty with dangerous conditions in the factories and strict rules and punishments. The Industrial Revolution saw mechanization in factories of the textile industry, which was previously manufactured in the home, creating the term cottage industry. Now, production could be increased on a large scale because of new inventions such as the spinning mule and the power loom. The iron industry developed with Henry Bessemer's inexpensive process for mass producing steel. Iron and steel were key materials for constructing the tools and machinery, steam engines, and ships needed for the industrial progress. Industrial labor opportunities drew people to the cities from the countryside, to such an extent that in 1750, only 15% of the population of Britain lived in towns. By 1850, Over 50% of the entire population of Great Britain lived in either a town or a city, and by 1900, it was 85%. London had 4.5 million people, Glasgow 760,000, Liverpool 685,000, and Manchester and Birmingham 500,000. Great Britain was the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution and was the only mature industrial economy for a long time. Historians have speculated that this was because, as an island, there was relative peace and stability for Britain compared to mainland Europe. Rather than spending on a large defensive standing army, capital could be spent on other ventures, and there was confidence for investors. Native resources were also abundant and readily available for initial technological developments and inventions. Engineers and inventors were also respected and encouraged in British society and were backed by wealthy patrons. A powerful navy and an empire bringing in vast wealth from its colonies also contributed to the catalyst for industrialisation before others. Nevertheless, Germany, France, Switzerland, Belgium, and the United States soon emulated Britain's industrial change, and by 1900, Britain would no longer be at the top, with the United States as the world's leading industrial nation in the 20th century.
Subscribe for more history videos.
Eh? Okay, anyhow, come back. Got to know that what changes happen. That means it's from a small scale to large scale, from workshop to factories. So much changes have taken place. But in the initial stages, it was not in the factories, but in the same countryside, that is rural areas, the productions were undertaken. That is what we have studied. Then the family labor was utilized for the production of this finished goods. Another here, page number 113, you can see some terms. That is, a merchant clothier in England purchased wool from the wool stapler. Underline that one. Who was that person? That is, wool from whom the merchant used to purchase. Then, and carried it to spinners. Then next process is spinning. Then the yarn that was spun was taken in subsequent stages of the production to weavers. Then that the yarn is taken to the weavers and then fullers and then to dyers. This 4 stages. One is that wool stapler से एक खरीद के फिर yarn is taken to the weaver, then fullers, and then dyers. So this much processes you have seen that how a sheep is taken to the place for sheaving. After sheaving the wool, then how many processes are taken place. Then finally, till getting a sweater, how many processes it had undergone. And after sheaving that wool, how was the shape look like? Means it was full of weight before taking that wool away from its body. Then it was given good food, nutritious food to make a further shaving process. So, without any hair on their body, skin is removed here. Then, in order to bring it back, it takes almost 1 year. After that, again it is getting shaved. So this way, processes used to take place. And who was doing this work? Now it is done in factories, but earlier it was not done like that. That is with the knives and blades, they used to remove. So it took a lot of time, and at the same time, so much attention is required. You have seen that some of that ships, the skin was cut and the blood started coming. So means that without shedding blood, it has to be removed. So much technology was required. So much expertise was required. Then after that, the whole weaving process and dyeing, then it is sent to the factories to make it into finished cloth. Did you understand that process? Now the coming up of factories.
This countries in Asia, fibers,
Which one, middle one? So when was the earlier factories came up? 1730s.
it was only in the late 18th century that the number of factories multiplied. Also, one of the new era was what? It's commercially moved in the way.
Which was the first industrial product?
In 1966,
1760.
Britain was voting 2.5 million pounds of raw cotton to create its cotton industry. By 1978, this vote sold to 22 million pounds.
So you see that in 17 years, how much import it was making? That is from 2.5 million to 22 million, around 20 million import of raw cotton that increased.
This increase was linked to the number of changes in the process of production. A series of conventions in the 18th century increased the
Efficacy.
of each step of the production process, drying, testing, and rolling.
Which are the four processes? Carding, twisting, spinning, and rolling. Underline these terms.
The output per worker, enabling each worker to produce more than a more aggregate possible the production of stronger than the plant. Then Richard Arkwright created the cotton.
So who created that cotton mill?
Richard Arkwright.
This also you learn. One more question. You are having series on this lesson. Even though it is not there in the board exams, it is there at school also you could have. Who invented the first
Richard Arkwright.
Richard Arkwright.
Then this time, as you have seen, long production was spread all over the countryside, laid out machines, laid out policies. But now the costly machines is set and eight. Within the main all the processes are brought together and managed.
See, when earlier time, people were or merchants were not able to afford. But when the mill system was introduced, many different machines could be placed within that mill factory. That is what a mill. Have you seen any factory?
Yes.
Which factory you have seen?
Wine.
Huh?
Wine factory.
Wine factory. Okay. Where?
In London.
London. You have gone there. Okay.
I've seen factories making materials and
Exporting what type of material?
making of it's in Ahmedabad there is a they are making a trade room to Mumbai, so there the factory was yes.
Okay. You have seen? No. You. My part. Which is what factory? Tire rail trading. So that's also a process that is through conveyor belt system it is done, no? Because it cannot be done by hand. Rubber is there. So for that purpose, different minute technologies have to be used in conveyor belt. You have seen that it's a belt-like system. That is through that belt only it is moving to the next stage. And finally, the full product will come out. So this was a system introduced in the 18th, 19th century. Understood? 19th century conveyor belt system. So the whole work become easier. Earlier, manual labor used to be there for each and every activity. So naturally, defect used to be there. Because if they fail to do something, then without that particular part, it will come out. You just imagine one machine, one car is manufactured. Car. In the car, the basic part is the engine. And so many nuts and bolts and so many connections and all. Huh? Tire. So many things are there. Now, the particular person who is in charge of fitting, you just take that tire part. So the car will come out without a tire. If it is a process which is connected, then tire fitting is very difficult. So manually it has to be done. The same way when the industrialization had taken place in different stages, many drawbacks used to be there, even though many advantages. Means advantages are there, the large scale production. In the place of one product which is made in months time, that is so many products are produced within hours. So that is an advantage. At the same time, there are so many disadvantages. So here we have seen that in a mill, so much that things could be done. So many machines could be placed and the whole activity could be done within that. Earlier, those people used to go to the countryside and give money and made them to do the work. Now what happened? Within the mill, supervisors used to be there. Supervisors used to supervise each and every person's work. Isn't it? So, there are so many such factories. Within that factory, that different works are supervised. So that is what you read next one. 114. It's allowed a more careful supervision over the production process, or watch over quality and regulation of data, all of which had been difficult to do when production was in the process. In the early 19th century, factories became an integrated part of the English landscape. So visible were the imposing bills. So magical steam could be the power of new technology that contemporaries could have. They concentrated their attention on the means of building the filings and workshops that produced it. See, when the companies came or mill came, the earlier stories are forgotten. If you see some kind of movies, you could see the silk manufacturing area in Kanchipuram. I see Kanchipuram. Just I think 5 minutes, you just take it. Kanchipuram silk. Kanchipuram or Banarasi. Kanchipuram is the one area we can see this type of findings and all the production people connected with things. silk manufacturing area in Kanchipuram. Process silk. Kanchipuram is the anything you can state the small one or unnecessary.
I want to make him ready for all possibilities. New CBSE vinyl ink from Maybelline, New York. Instant shine color that lasts.
Avanti, Avanti,
Um,
are you there?
I can see.
See, silk mulberry trees, this silkworms are there. Hmm? It is taken, then in boiled water they used to put, then they separate that. Silkworm. They eat on this one. That is mulberry tree. That is grown into cocoons. So each and then they grow and they secrete what okay, and then they form into cocoons and in this side. Never removes that one after switching. Same purpose. This is what they secrete. Finally, it will stay inside. Simultaneously, there will be something.
Thanks so much, Houston. To thank you all to continue.
So you got to know that how. So you see that the locality, narrow violence, and the whole activities were done by the family members. So that man was bringing the leaves, and family members are putting the leaves, placing it. So the whole activities were done by the family members. And small gullies are there, their houses. So these activities were not taken place in big, what is that, factories. So that kind of condition has changed when big factories came. Still, the silk manufacturing in that Kanchipuram is going on like that. And it is very famous for Kanchipuram silks. And you can find in different parts, they are specialized for silk industry. Banaras silk is there. In Andhra Pradesh, 2-3 varieties are there. So all these localities, the people engaged in this work, and that older lifestyles of the people changed when that big factories came to existence. Then this 4 points, five, a series of inventions. You just mark it and learn it. Handloom, fly shuttle, spinning jenny, steam engine, and modern machine. These are the inventions made. You have to learn. Now, what is spinning jenny? Spinning jenny is that kind of machine invented for spinning yarn.